Okay, welcome to a little tutorial about how to install LinuxMint. LinuxMint's a nice little operating system. We're going to use VirtualBox to do this on our Windows machines at school. If you have something different at home, then you can email me or look up a tutorial. You'll need VirtualBox open, so click on the Windows search bar, type in VirtualBox, and open it up. You'll also need the ISO, which is a boot disk, to install LinuxMint. I've put these in a folder called VirtualBox VMs on the student drive. So let's go ahead and go to VirtualBox and hit New, and then we'll just call it LinuxMint, and hit Next. I'm going to allocate RAM, so I'm going to allocate 4 gigs, I think. We're not going to be using this at the same time that we're using Windows, so allocating a lot of RAM and other things shouldn't be too much of a problem. Create virtual hard disk. The virtual hard disk needs to be at least 12 gigs for Linux Mint to install. We're going to do dynamically allocated. Both are fine. Fixed size takes longer to make, but is a little bit faster, but the difference is minimal for what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and do like a 14 gigs here just to be safe. And then we'll hit create. There's our little virtual machine. Let's hit settings so we can get it configured correctly. System, we already have our memory and we have our boot order set. Processors, we're going to give 4 processors to the virtual machine. Like I said, we're not using it at the same time as Windows very often. But even if we are, then they'll load balance each other and it will be fine. Video memory, go to display, video memory. Video memory is important so your screen doesn't lag. So I'm going to go ahead and just do about 100 there. And then storage, we need to add the boot disk, the ISO. And so mine's already in the list here. If it's not in the list, then you click add, and then you just double click on it. And then you click choose. And then you can remove this empty disk. And that should be it. We should be ready to boot and get going here. So we're going to hit enter to start Linux Mint. Wait for it to boot up here. Linux Mint's a nice introduction to using Linux. We're using Linux because it's easier to install some code things and use the terminal in this Linux virtual machine than it is on Windows, especially here at school. But the things we do in class can all be done on Windows or Mac, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, so let's double click on the install Linux Mint disk on our desktop here. This will actually complete the installation process. We're only seeing a preview right now. English is our language. You can choose a different language if you are an English language learner. I'm going to do English keyboard. We're going to install multimedia codecs to play some video formats and render websites. And then we're going to erase disk and install Linux Mint. This is just talking about the virtual drive, so don't worry about erasing things. And then hit continue. And then we're in the Mountain Time Zone, so Denver. And then this is the time when you pick your username and password for the virtual machine. I'm just doing password. Do something better than that. Require my password to log in. Yes, important. And then it will install. Let me go ahead and pause the recording here real quick while it installs. Okay, the last thing to do here is restart. And then we're going to log in with our username and password, and please remove the installation medium and press enter. Alright, so to remove the installation medium, forgot about that, go to your VirtualBox, close out of your virtual machine, hit Settings, and then go to Storage. Oh, it looks like it's been removed. Okay, then go to System and switch the boot order to hard disk being first. So you just click on hard disk and move it up. So this is under System, Motherboard. Just move hard disk to the top. And let's try that again. Okay, and there our Linux Mint has been installed. It's going to boot up. Later I'll make a video about something called VirtualBox Guest Editions. Installing that will allow you to make your window full screen. So we'll wait on that for a little bit. Okay, and then there's my username. I'll log in. There's nothing really more to do here. You can stop the video if you want, or you can keep watching just to see the OS pop up. Everything looks good. All right. So, yeah, have a good day. Let me know if you need help installing Linux.